Alright, I'm sorry if the camera moves around a lot, but this is me coming to you real vulnerable. It's getting hot. Oh my god. But um I tried to record this once, but it don't matter. Basically, I come to say that I've been feeling a little dissatisfied with life. And it's like I know exactly why. And I've let myself be so bottled up with fear and so riddled with fear, where that is like the last layer of life, or last layer of thing that's keeping me from moving on to the next level. So it's taken me a while to get to this point where I even considered, I'm a little sick, so I'm gonna be chilling. Y'all just gonna have to deal with it. But it's taken me a long time to get to this point where I even feel comfortable with saying, like, hey, I want to be an artist and I want to create things for a living. And once I finally accepted that reality for myself, everything kind of changed for me, My life elevated to the point where I am actually a full-time artist. I'm an artist when I'm clocked in and when I'm clocked out. So when I go home, I create my own work to sell. Link in the description. And when I clock in, I instruct like painting classes. But it's come to the point where I know exactly what I want to do. And I know exactly what's standing in the way of me getting there. And it's me. And, there's no more, oh, because I'm homeless, or oh, because I have to buy this, or oh, because I have to buy this. None of those excuses kind of work anymore. And I'm at a place where it's literally just a layer of fear. It's a layer of fear between me and the life that I want to live, or the life that I feel is for me. And I've just been like, if this is the fear, I've been living and existing right here, too afraid to make the move to bust up out of there, and I make like little small attempts that just kind of boop, do that. And then I just go back down into being inside of my little shell. And, I definitely take time to kind of dig into what it is that's keeping me from doing what I need to do. And they just take me down this long line of, I'm scared of this because of this, and I'm scared of this because of this, and I'm scared of this. And I often find myself spending my time asking why instead of doing something about it. I either go in the future of what I think life should be, or I go in the past of what life was like. And I'm like, okay, this is the way that I feel. So what can I do right now to change that? And instead of making the move right there, I tend to sulk, which is not a good thing. But again, I'm just keeping myself kind of caged in that box of fear that I don't want to live under anymore, if I'm being honest. And what's funny is I'm moving very intentionally with dismantling these things in my mind. I used to be very comfortable in having fears and making those fears justified in why I'm not doing what I need to be doing. And I don't want to live like that anymore. I don't think that's me loving myself. I think that's me being afraid of being judged and looked at. I've always been, unless I'm in my element, like I love to dance and I love to draw, and I also love to sing, which is one that I bury. I bury that talent like deep inside. I've always been one to kind of be quiet if I'm not doing those things. So it's funny because when people see me dancing and they see me light up and glow, they're like, this quiet little girl over here is acting like this now. They never expect that, you know. And I had that experience with my boyfriend. I have that experience with family all the time. I have that experience all the time, and it's just like I'm choosing to just be quiet and in the corner and not be myself and not speak up. And I also have a problem with being like, I guess what I would call like a pick me, is because of like years of feeling like I wasn't accepted for who I was. I became the chameleon. I became the person who, let me lubricate my little vocal cords because they hurt. I became the person who basically did what I thought people wanted me to do. I basically did everything, you know. I basically became who I thought I needed to be to fit in. And that has now translated into my career life, where it's like I basically become, so if, let's say I see this successful creator over here, I'm like, I need to do what they're doing. And it never works out because I then, you know, come back to them like, that's not me. That's not genuine, you know. But it's like, I see what I want. And I'm like, this person has it. And they got it from them being them. And I can't get that because I'm me. And things like that don't work out for me. But it worked out for them. So let me be like them. And you see how limiting that thought process is. And limiting my God and the amazing things that God has done for my life. And limiting what God can do for my life and will do for my life. By saying they're not for me. I'm declaring that to the universe. I say, I can't get these things, me being me, so I'll be someone else. Or I'll be quiet instead of speaking and being loud and being seen. I creep around. I remember I was with my ex-boyfriend, I don't know, years ago, and his mom basically would talk about how like I would kind of hunch my back over and like I would step so quietly as to not disturb her so that nobody could hear me. I would like run past everybody as to not be in the way, you know, just keeping myself quiet. And I noticed, and I've gotten out of the habit of doing that so much, but I feel as if I do it within my art career. You know, I do that. You know, I won't promote myself because I don't want to be annoying and I don't want to be bombarding with people with all of these ads, me promoting myself, me being myself. I don't fully express myself 100% with who I am and how I feel, and you know, out of like fear of judgment, fear of being seen and looked at a certain way. You know, I want to control people's perception of me, so I'll create like a brand, I guess, which is like, you know, a brand that's not me, a brand that is catered to get a certain result. And what that result has been is nothing. I get a few opportunities here and there, but nothing, you know what I mean? So this is me making the decision to fully take control of my life. I'm declaring it to myself to fully take control of my life and do what I think makes me happy instead of doing what I think makes me acceptable to the world. And I want to kind of pivot this channel as well as my Instagram and into me finding that joy in life again, because I have not been feeling it. I've just been super serious all the time. I go to work and go home. The only time where I'm really connecting with that inner child is when, I'm playing with my brother or joking around with my dad or my sister, or when I'm with my boyfriend and we just laugh. We just be laughing a lot of the times, and it's fun because it had been a while before then where I've had a really gut-wrenching, like, belly laugh, and we have those moments very often, and it's very rewarding. But those are the only time. It's like I don't spend any time with myself feeling that way. And I don't do the things in my life that give me that sense. And it's almost like I feel kind of lost in that. And so that's why I just want to pivot to finding joy again. And it's funny because a lot of stuff kind of happened in my life, like very chaotic, very tragic things happened. And I guess like recently this very short year, and I definitely was just like, it started last year actually into this year. But I definitely just would like pick up and just keep on moving, keep on working and going home and working and going home and having fun sometimes. But maybe those things have also affected me a lot more than I want to give credit to. Because if I told you the things that I've experienced in these past like couple of months, you'd be like, what the fuck? And it's like, I don't know, man. I just want to feel alive again. And I don't want to do that in a negative way. I don't want to take drugs to feel something. I don't want to, overdrink to feel something. I do partake in the alcohols every once in a while, but not as not that much. I don't want to, but I just don't want to resort to having to get an adrenaline rush or, having to do something to feel happy. I want to embody it. I want to be it. I want to live it. And when I take too much time to self-reflect on my life, I realize that I'm not doing that at all. I'm very much living under that line of fear. The fear is right here. I'm living right there, just making little peaks of like, oh, this is what my life could look like. I love that. I'm going to look around and then I'm like, but I'm not willing to give up these things yet because they give me that sense of security. I don't want to live like that anymore, I want to be happy and I want to enjoy life and I want to do what I want to do. And I don't want to be so serious all the time. I want to play and I want to have fun. And I want to make money doing it. I've been going at my career at a very like, way, which is, I think, the formula that works. But what about a formula that I create? What about I have fun and I make money? You know what I mean? Instead of I have to be miserable, most of the day in order to get the check. And then that little bit of time that I have left is half rest and half fun. But it's not half rest because this is work. This is rest. This is handling groceries, responsibilities, and everything. This is fun. And I want this to be fun and work, or fun, work, and responsibilities. And I've doubted that reality, that it could happen, but maybe I can accept that for myself and it'll happen. I want to be able to get actual rest. I don't want to have to get sick or something catastrophic to have to happen for me to take off of work so that I can sleep. I just want to be happy. And I know that's my responsibility to create that lifestyle for myself. So this channel, my Instagram, and whatever else I create, it's going to be that journey, I guess. Yeah.